Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my September favourites. My birthday month is officially over. However, that does mean that obviously I have got so many things to show you guys, because it's not like I really needed an excuse. I will give myself any excuse. It's a Thursday, it's a Saturday, whatever. But it was my birthday month, so I did treat myself more than I normally would. So I've got a little bit of makeup, got a little bit of skincare, a little bit of hair care. So I think we'll start off with makeup, because obviously I know that's why most of you are generally here. So let's start off with foundation. So towards the beginning of September, I went and purchased my fourth shade of the Fenty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. And the reason why I say my fourth shade is, if you guys have ever seen my original video, I showed 3 shades on there. At that point, 1 or 2 of them did match, but steadily since then, which was it, like 2 years ago, as I've mentioned many times, my skin color has completely changed. I'm at least 4 to 5 shades lighter than I used to be, due to using acid exfoliants, getting rid of a lot of hyperpigmentation on my face, due to using sunscreens. Therefore, my skin is so much more better protected than it used to be, and I never used to bother. And as a result of that, my skin was actually darker than it should be because of the sun. So that resulted in me going out and purchasing yet another shade, and the shade that I've got now is 280, believe it or not. Since I bought this, I've actually got lighter again. I don't know what the hell's going on with me, but I do love this foundation. I've always loved this foundation. It really gives a nice matte finish to the skin. I've got combination skin, so matte foundations are ones that I generally tend to prefer, just because I've got a very busy and hectic lifestyle, meaning that I'm not always at home. If I know that I'm going to be out for a really long time, like upwards of 18 hours, for example, which does happen to me now and then, I need to wear a foundation which is matte, which is going to hold up the natural oils coming through in my skin and resulting in me looking less shiny than I normally would. And that's why I purchased this. Then this foundation came out, the brand new Too Faced Born This Way Matte 24-Hour Undetectable Super Longwear Foundation. That's its full name. My shade is in Golden Beige. It's what I'm wearing right now. You guys, I love it. I absolutely love this foundation. Now, I don't know if you guys saw my review that I did of this. I didn't give it a 10 out of 10. I gave it an 8 out of 10. And one of the reasons why I didn't give it a 10 was, number one, they claim that it's non-transferable, which it is, and secondly, because I mentioned that I've got eczema on my chin and on the side of my nose, and when I did the review, this foundation was not attaching itself to that area, and it was actually accentuating the eczema. What I realized in hindsight was the reason that was happening in that particular video was because I'd done my skincare about 2 hours before my video, whereas on a normal day I would do my skincare, my moisturizer, my SPF, then I'd go in with my makeup straight away. The issue was that I had left such a large amount of time, because I was filming that video, that at that point all the skincare had actually sunk into my skin. So this definitely applies a lot better to people who've got dry patches on their skin, any kind of rosacea, eczema type issues. It will attach to your skin a lot better as long as you've just moisturized it. And since knowing that, what can I say? I cannot put it down. Since the day I bought it, it is all I have used. I love it. It looks beautiful. My skin looks soft, looks naturally matte, and I cannot fault this whatsoever. All right, so let's move on to concealers now. In my head, when I do these videos, I start from like the beginning of the month towards the end of the month. So towards the beginning of the month, I was re-loving, which I have been doing for quite a while now, the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer. My shade is in Amber, as well as the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Concealer, and my shade is in True Beige. This one is on the very light side for me, even considering my skin tone has got lighter. So this one definitely performs as a much more brightening highlighter under the eyes. But again, it gives a really nice soft matte full coverage finish, and I always prefer to use full coverage concealers to cover up any dark circles, any darkness, any pigmentation, any color correcting that needs doing. And then the same with this concealer. It's the perfect brightening shade under my eyes. It's not as bright as this, but it still does a decent job at brightening. Covers my dark under eye circles, even though they are quite minimum these days, again down to my skincare routine. But I love the texture of this. It's very lightweight, yet it still gives me a beautiful full coverage finish. What next? Okay, let's go with blush, because I've only got one blush to show you guys. guys, and the reason there's only one is because it's just the one that I've used the most. This is the shade Flushed. It's what I'm using today. Because of a lot of the makeup I'm going to show you guys today, you will see the reason why I have been using this so much. It goes really nicely with a lot of the autumnal looks that I've been wearing for September. It's very, very pigmented as well. A little bit goes a long way, whether you've got fair skin or whether you've got very deep skin. This will show up beautifully on you. It looks gorgeous. It will look amazing on all skin tones. And of course, it's cheap. Let's move on to a bronzer. I've only been using and loving one bronzer since I bought it. You guys haven't seen the Anastasia Beverly Hills Saddle Powder Bronzer in a while, eh? You're probably thinking, does she not like it anymore? No, it's not that. It's just that I've been loving this. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. My shade is in medium. It's got a really nice dent in it. I'm not sure if you can see it because I have literally used only this for the entire month of September. I love the soft matte finish that it gives. There's no shine in it whatsoever. It's the perfect shade for my skin tone for contouring as well as bronzing my skin. It's got a warmth to it, but it's still got a hint of cool, which makes it very nice and easy to contour the skin without looking like you've kind of went a bit weird with your bronzer. I love the quality of this, and the size of this is absolutely immense. And let's not forget that this is also refillable. So once it runs out, I can buy another one. Another Charlotte Tilbury product, and it's the only highlighter I'm going to show you guys because again, since I bought it, I've not been able to put it down. It is the Magic Star highlighter, and it is limited edition for the holidays. This was released last year as well, but they did it again. I don't know if you can tell, like there's no star design on it anymore because I literally only use this. I'm using it today. I use it on my brow bone as well. I've also used it on my tear duct. I don't just use it on my cheekbones, and I also use it to highlight my Cupid's bow. I love the quality of this. The texture is beautiful. It's not glittery, it's more metallic, so it gives a really nice high shine glass skin kind of finish. I'm not a big fan of glittery highlighters, and this definitely ticks all the boxes. It will work well for the medium and deep skin tones very, very well, but bear in mind if you've got very, very fair skin, this may actually be a little bit too deep for your skin tone. Okay, let's move on to eyeshadow palettes. So the first one is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. This is love. I love it. Let me just, the mirror's so big it's just reflecting off of everything. Let's just reflect it off of itself. Okay, so this is the Glam palette, which was released by Natasha Denona for the holidays. It is a neutral and cool toned eyeshadow palette. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've done a review on it. Please feel free to check it out so you can see everything in more detail along with swatches. Cannot put this down. Absolutely stunning. Definitely makes me step away from my usual warm toned looks, even though I'm wearing warm tone on my eyes today, but that doesn't count. This is what I tend to wear, especially when I want to go to work and I'm in a hurry, because there are so many kind of pale cool tone shades. Very quick in the crease, and then something shimmery on the lid, and I'm good to go. The quality is absolutely excellent of all of these eyeshadows, and I love it. More eyeshadows, woohoo! It's the Huda Beauty Haze Obsessions eyeshadow palettes. I love all of them. I've actually heard some quite bad reviews from people, but personally I've had no issues with them whatsoever. I'm actually on my eyes today wearing this one, which is the Haze Sand eyeshadow palette. I'm literally wearing the orange in the crease along with this tight kind of mauvey pink shade, and then I've got this taupey kind of colour on the lid, and that's it. Look how beautiful and lovely it looks. I love the quality of these. They're absolutely excellent. And then obviously here is the other one, which is the Khaki one, which I think is the one that most people have gone for because it's a little bit different to what Huda's done in the past, and the colours are slightly different as well. You're kind of olivey sort of tones, you're kind of khaki colours, which is what people don't really tend to go for, so I can't understand why this is the most popular one. And then lastly in this threesome is the Purple Obsessions one, the Purple Haze one. Again, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Not been able to put any of these down. Out of all of these 4 eyeshadow palettes, I've literally used all 4 of them throughout the month of September. Let's move on to 2 that I'm not even going to go into that much detail about because they're in every favourites video. You guys are probably sick of hearing about it. The IT Cosmetics Brow Power in Universal Taupe, which is what I'm wearing on my eyebrows. It comes in one shade, meaning depending on how dark you want your eyebrows to be, that is how hard you push the pencil. Cannot fault it. gives you very thick, very obvious dark eyebrows, or very soft, almost barely there ones. So it's completely up to you, but it is my holy grail. Following that, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Liner, still using it every single day. Look at this eyeliner flick that I've got going on today. This was done in one movement, and all I had to do was fill in the bits that I'd missed, but fully opaque, doesn't smudge, doesn't run, doesn't flake, doesn't feel uncomfortable. It's great for my sensitive eyes. Cannot fault this at all. Ooh, I've got a little eyeshadow primer that I actually bought about 2 months ago and I forgot to share with you guys. It is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer. So, and it's in the shade Invisi Pink. I'm not quite sure why they gave it a color, but I love it. I think it's great. I use it every single day. It's just got a standard doe foot applicator, and then I don't know if you can tell, but this is the color of it, and it has got a hint, a very slight hint of pink, but once you rub it over the eyes, it almost turns invisible. It stops my eyeshadow moving, it stops it creasing, it lasts beautifully, and I think it's an excellent eyeshadow primer, and it will definitely last a long time. There is 8 mil in here, which is quite a lot for an eyeshadow primer. A lot of other brands don't give this much, so I'm actually really glad that I got this. Ooh, I've got a powder to show you guys. It is the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey. Hopefully you guys by now have seen my video where I've done a comparison of the honey shade to the original shade. Not been able to put it down. Absolutely love it. I use it to set my under eyes. I use it to set my foundation as well. Keeps everything nice and soft. Keeps my concealer crease free. Sets everything. Feels lovely and soft. Barely detectable on the skin. No white cast that you get with the original. No flashback that you get with the original. And that's why I think it's absolutely amazing. Right, last thing in terms of lipsticks. Oh no, I missed out a concealer. How could I? This one here is the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. You guys, I've seen it before. I've done a review on it when it first came out. I went and bought a new one because my previous one had finished. And like I said before, my shade has changed. So I went and bought the shade Golden Beige, which is exactly the same shade that I've got in the foundation. I love this concealer. I've always loved it. I've always given it a 10 out of 10. It's nothing new in terms of, like, obviously being a product that's been out there for a really long time. I've been using it every single day since I bought it. It's full coverage. It is multi-purpose, so you can use it for contouring, but I can't be bothered with all that. All I need is something that's going to set my under eyes, cover my dark circles, and highlight a little bit, and this does not ever let me down. It's creamy, it doesn't crease once you've set it, and I absolutely love it. And the fact that it is 15 mil is great, because a lot of concealers generally tend to be under 10 mil. Okay, now I'll move on to lipsticks. Where shall I start? Where shall I start? Okay, let's start off with Fenty. These two here. The Fenty Beauty Stunner Lip Paints in the shade Unmatched and Underrated. Again, I've done a review. Hopefully you've seen it with lip swatches and a proper review describing all of that stuff, the usual thing I do in reviews. I love them. I've been using them consistently. They come as part of a set. That's why they're so teeny tiny. I've already used, you guys, half of both. I mean, you can't tell now because it's kind of tipped everywhere, but they are really small. I will finish them quite quickly, especially because I love the shades so much. There's not a single skin tone out there that will not love these shades. I wish they make them permanent and full size. I would definitely buy them. Cannot fault them whatsoever. Have been wearing them non-stop. And another group of lipsticks that I've been wearing non-stop, again, hopefully you've seen my review, is the Huda Beauty Haze Liquid Matte Minis Liquid Lipsticks. So basically Huda released a mini limited edition set to go alongside the eyeshadows. Out of all of the 4 in here, only one is permanent, and that's the shade Venus. Venus I'm not a fan of because it's too nude for my lips, and it settles within the lines of my lips because it is a liquid lipstick at the end of the day, and it does make the lines on your lips accentuate because it's not got much colour to it. But the other 3 shades, you guys, I love them. When I've not wanted to go for something bright and obvious such as this, I've gone with these shades. They're quite muted, they're hazy, obviously, to go with the Haze collection. So they are vibrant shades, but they're muted vibrant shades. So the shade called Legend is like a beautiful neutral toned pink. The shade called Savage is like a mauvey deepened sort of purple, and then you've got the shade Billionaire, which is a rich toned brown. I absolutely love all 3 of them. 4 of them, sorry, no, 3 of them actually, because I don't like the 4th one, but I absolutely love it, and I really hope that they come out with these in larger permanent size. When it comes to liquid lipsticks, my favorites in terms of quality has always been Huda Beauty's liquid lipsticks, the Fenty Stunner lip paint, and another one I'm about to show you guys, which is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. You guys know how much I love these. I rave about these all the time. This is the lipstick I'm wearing right now. It's the shade Seductress. Now, if you can imagine, this is a nude colour, but you see it does not sit within the lines of my lips and accentuate those lines the same way this kind of nude shade does. The quality of these is a lot more thicker, and my lips are not dry, and that's the reason why these sit so well on the lips. They don't come off, but they still retain a slight tacky feel, but that's because they never completely dry down, and I actually don't mind that because it means that they're very comfortable on the lips. You don't get that drying feeling that you do with some other liquid lipsticks, that as soon as they dry it just feels drying and uncomfortable. And this is the one shade that I've been using quite a lot this month, and I'm sure you guys will agree it's lovely. Another one I'm going to show you guys is a British brand by the company called Beige. She actually contacted me and asked me if she could send me this, and I was happy to do so. She sent it to me a few months ago now, but I have worn it in 1 or 2 of my videos. So I decided it was finally time to shout it out because I've worn it enough, and definitely quite a lot over the month of September. This is their lip gloss in the shade called Killer Heels, and it is a black owned brand. So all of the shades within this company's range are for medium and deep skin tones. Fair skin tones obviously can wear them as well, but it's just in case people are aware. It's always good to support local upcoming brands, black owned brands as well, and that's why I absolutely love this. This shade is like a rose gold. It's got that MAC vanilla scent to it. I love the way this sits on the lips. It's fairly thick but not too much, and it's one of the few lip glosses I've come across that doesn't really tend to bleed much outside my lips. It does a little bit, but not that much. I've said to you guys in the past, I'm not a big fan of lip glosses. Something to do with my skin. Lip gloss does not sit on my lips. It always starts to move. Maybe I talk too much. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But personally, I think this is lovely. Definitely check this brand out. All right, let's move on to skincare now. So one thing you shouldn't be surprised to see is the entire Pixi Clarity range. Hopefully you guys would have seen my review video where I did a demo of the whole range as well. Most of the things that I've shown you in that video at that point have now almost finished. I actually dragged this one out of my empties bag. So let's start off with the Clarity Cleanser. It's almost finished, almost finished. I use this as the second step in my double cleansing routine. So I use something oil-based first, which I'll show you in a minute. Then I go in with like a foaming or gel cleanser. This cleans my skin but doesn't strip it. It contains salicylic acid and probiotics, so it stops any spots forming and it makes my skin feel lovely. Then after that, I follow it through with the Pixi Clarity Tonic. In the video that I showed you guys, it was up here. Look at it now. Just so that you guys can see that I actually do use these products. I ain't just making it up. And the fact that my skin has been looking so lovely recently, and I can definitely attribute that to using this Clarity range on the majority. Not completely, I do use other products as well, but this is what I've been using because I was doing that review for you guys. This has got no alcohol in it, and that's what I love about this. Alcohol tends to burn areas of my skin where I've got eczema, so I try to stay away from brands which have got high alcohol content. If it's got a little bit of alcohol, it doesn't bother my skin so much, but when it's got a lot, I can feel the burn. I love this. It clears my skin. It helps to unclog pores. And then once I've used that, I follow it through with the Clarity Concentrate, which is a serum which contains lactic acid, which contains glycolic acid and salicylic acid. Those are the kind of acids that are known to promote clear skin, unclog your pores and look amazing. And then once that's done, even though this is finished now and I've now had to move on to something else, the Clarity Lotion. I don't know if you guys remember, I moaned about the packaging in the video. It's already split and I cut myself on it. I hate this kind of metallic packaging. It's dangerous. But packaging aside, absolutely love this moisturizer. It's got a gel type finish. It sinks into the skin. There's no residue. There's no oiliness. My sunscreen followed by makeup goes on beautifully. I would definitely recommend this. You'll love it. Right. Now, obviously, you guys would have seen my South Korean skincare haul, and obviously I had to start using a lot of those products straight away. Not all of them, because I was still going through my Pixi stuff. But I did first start off with this one right here. This is the Innisfree Apple Seed Cleansing Oil. Ugh. You guys, this is probably the best oil cleanser I've ever used. Now, if I had to compare it to the Banila Co. Clean It Zero Balm, this wins. That one's still good, don't get me wrong, but it's a balm, whereas this is an actual oil. I can't put this down. As soon as I started using it, everything just melts off the skin. And this has got an apple scent to it, but that's because it's got natural apple seed oil in it. So it's actually a natural fragrance. And one thing I love about this is, look, the packaging. You see that? My mum saw it in the bathroom. She was about to throw it in the bin. She was like, what is this? I was like, don't touch it. This is what it does, because it's got a pump on it. You just put that in, and it's like a safety catch. How cool is that? Love this. Sinks into the skin. Beautiful, but not, it's oily, but it's not greasy, and it runs off of the skin, comes off of the skin very easily, leaves my skin lovely and smooth before I move on to toners and essences and that sort of thing. Another product I'm going to show you guys, which I'm sure I showed in last month's, is my Can Make Tokyo Mermaid Skin Gel. And it is SPF 50 plus PA, 4 pluses. And you can buy this from Yes Style. It's relatively affordable. It's 50 grams, or no, this one's 40 grams. And I bought mine in the clear one. I don't know who would want the coloured one. Get the clear one, you guys. I love this. It's got a gel type texture, but it dries down to like a velvety finish. There's no white cast. It sits beautifully under my makeup. There's no pilling up, which I have found that happens sometimes with other sunscreens of mine because of all the skincare I've got underneath. This works beautifully with other skincare. It's unscented, and it is definitely one of the best sunscreens I have ever used. Now let's move on to hair care. You guys, been trying to take care of my hair. How many times, you know what? I'm so good at looking after my skin, and I do my yoga twice a week, and I do my cardio. My hair has always been something that I neglect, because I was so used to, as a teenager and into my 20s up until I turned about 30, I had always had amazing, thick, beautiful hair. I never used to worry about it. And I got complacent, because then I started dyeing my hair. Then I was diagnosed with endometriosis, and I have been on medication for that for the past 10 years, and it's definitely affected the thickness of my hair. My hair is now what I would call kind of thick. But not normal, but not as thick as it used to be. And with all the hair dyeing and everything, that's the reason why I told you guys I cut it. You guys have heard me moan about my hair before. So I've been really, you know, trying to take care of it. Ever since I cut it before my birthday recently, I've been taking such good care of it. I had the Olaplex treatment done in the salon when I had it cut. And then I came home and I bought the Olaplex number 0 intensive bond building hair treatment. So this one actually comes with number 3 within it, and I would probably say, yeah, you can see I've used probably just under half of it, and that is after using this 3 times. So that's just to give you an idea of how it would work depending on the length of your hair and depending on how much colour you've got in it as well. What can I say, you guys? My hair can do its own speaking, really. It looks beautiful, it looks lush, it looks gorgeous. This is supposed to prime, repair, strengthen and protect your hair. And then it comes with number 3, and number 3 is for repairing and strengthening your hair. So what I do first is I will saturate my hair with this. It's got a nice little nozzle. It's got a very water-like texture, so you can literally pour it in and then just rub it into your hair. And then about 10 minutes later I will apply the number 3, and then they say leave it in for 10 minutes. I leave it in for about 2 hours. Some people are known to leave it in overnight. It ain't gonna harm your hair if you do, but as a result of that, my hair is lush, it is glossy, it's not so frizzy anymore. With the colouring, it seems to be very protected. And I only started using this a month ago. Number 3 I've been using for about 2 to 3 months. And then I will dry my hair, rough dry it until it's almost completely dry. Then I will go in with the Olaplex number 6 Bond Smoother. This is a leave-in reparative styling cream which reduces frizz, nourishes and protects the hair. This one I've had for quite a few months. I only use a tiny little bit because you're not supposed to use as much as you do with the other ones. So you will find that this will last a lot longer on your hair. It helps speed up the drying process as well. And what can I say? I've literally just used all of these products, did my makeup, and then I've come here. But I absolutely love this. I cannot wait to continue using this to see how it works. I am still gonna carry on with having an Olaplex treatment done in a salon once every 6 weeks, they suggested. So I think I'm due in about 2 weeks. And let's see how my hair turns out. So that's it for my September favorites. Hope I didn't bore you guys too much with the amount of things I've been showing you. Hope you guys are wonderful and great. Autumn is here. It's raining outside, it's grey and it's miserable. You know what, with the UK, as soon as autumn hits, bam, the rain starts. So what can you do? Other than that, I hope you guys are amazing. I hope that you're healthy. I hope that you're happy, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.